Well, my plan was about to go down faster than a virgin on a cheap prostitute. You came just in time.
What a apt metaphor for this situation. Absolutely, I am a master wordsmith, indubitably. Hi guys, I just want to take a second to thank all my patrons here who have donated to me. No matter how much they've donated to me, it really means a lot to me. And if you guys want, you can check out my Patreon and help support me continue to make yaoi videos. Thanks guys. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Chess of Blades. In the last episode, I forgot to hit the record button, which was the last thing I didn't record actually, and so I have to play through about 10 minutes of this game that I just played through 10 seconds ago. So let's do that. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna pick sad here. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing. What's going on? Pick sad. For whatever reason, the idea that this is the last day of the party makes me oddly wistful. How strange. Just a couple days ago I wanted nothing more than to be back in my own bed, but now I almost want to stay here a little longer. Could it be?
You've gone mad, Rivian.
Could I want to stay here longer because Arden is here? Perhaps. I murmur dryly to the air, with a short laugh overcome by a faint sense of loneliness. Ah well, there'll be enough time for dwelling in self-pity when I get back home. Returning inside my room, I slump back in my chair and try to doze a little, figuring I'll be up most of the night searching for Hazel. My thoughts, however, are restless, and I can't fall into anything more than a shallow sleep. The minutes drag on, and from beneath my closed eyelids, I can sense the waning light outside my balcony doors. At last, feeling barely refreshed, I force myself awake. Sure enough, night has fallen, and the masquerade must surely be close to starting, if it hasn't already. I slip out of my room into the corridors, my nerves starting to rise as I head towards the main hall. Emily said she left the window unlocked, but hopefully I can get out without being noticed. Otherwise, things are going to get awkward very fast. I don't know why I'm saying awkward when I'll probably be arrested or murdered. That would be very awkward indeed. Back on the main level, I'm greeted by a stream of people heading towards the ballroom from where elegant music flows into the foyer. Everyone's wearing a mask, so I feel a little out of place and embarrassed as I subtly try to make my way to the side corridor. Almost there.
Hold on a minute there, my little nymph. Just what do you think you're doing without a mask?
Just who do you think you are to call me your little nymph? I'm certainly no one's nymph at all. I whirl around to see a tall, lanky man with a fantastically flamboyant hat approaching me, a stern frown on his features.
Oh, well, I forgot mine at home, you see. Very much a tragedy.
And I am not your nymph. I do not go for daddy types.
That just won't do. We simply can't have a lovely youth like yourself attending the ball in such an exposed fashion.
I watch, open-mouthed, as he takes the mask he is holding in his hand, presumably his own, and tears it deftly in two. After he thrusts one half into my hands, there's not much else I can do other than take it. Reluctantly, I put the ragged mask on my face, feeling thoroughly silly about the whole thing, but praying that it's enough to make the man go away.
My, how ravishing you look. Well, as the matching piece to my own, it's only natural that you should join me, the valiant Raphael, as my date, is it not?
Tipping his hat to me, the valiant Raphael curls an arm about my own, and before I know it, I am being pulled away towards the ballroom. Internally, I start screaming as the man wheels me away from my goal, which starts to steadily disappear in the distance. Did he not hear me when I say I don't go for daddy types? Someone help! Inside the ballroom, Raphael quickly takes a hold of one of my hands, his other arm slipping around my waist. Now hold on just a minute, that's where I draw the line. Don't get too frisky with me in this ball. My heart starts to pound as the prospect of dancing starts to become a very real threat indeed, and I squirm in his grip.
Oh, is the delightful little morsel I captured attempting to be coy? Well, I do enjoy the thrill of the chase.
Misinterpreting my attempts to escape his playfulness, Raphael chuckles heartily, squeezing my hip.
How do things like this always happen to me?
Moaning under my breath, I helplessly let myself be swirled around in the ballroom, trying to keep up with my tall partner's long strides. The feather in Raphael's hat flutters distractingly in front of his face as we drift in a fast-paced stance, and I gaze up at it weakly in an attempt to take my mind off this painful interlude.
Trying to look deeply into my eyes, are you? Ah, be still, my heart. Never have I been so enchanted with a young vixen.
A young vixen? Now you go too far, sir. You offend me. Did he just call me a young vixen? Am I still asleep in my room and just having a terrible nightmare?
Oh, don't make a sour face like that during a dance. Your lover will get sad.
Now I hope she does not speak to me. Surely this man is not my lover, nor will he ever. The playful voice of a young lady in red and a purple dress calls out to me chidingly. I shoot her an unamused look, which just makes the girl offer a peal of laughter, accompanied by a mischievous wink. She's clearly enjoying my misery, or maybe she just thinks I'm trying to be coy too.
You never know which day will be your last, so enjoy them all. You might meet your end at the hands of a dangerous maiden like me when you least expect it.
Now whatever does that mean? And don't laugh at me like that. What kind of thing is that to say to a stranger? Is she drunk, or is everyone here just suppressing their murderous urges? Raphael, however, just lets out a chuckle and tips his hat to her, returning his rapacious gaze back to my face a moment later. Our dance starts to grow faster, and the music steadily rises towards a crescendo. Suddenly, at the song's climax, Raphael tilts me back in his arms, so far that my feet almost leave the ground. He starts to lean in, and I watch with dread as his lips steadily grow closer. What? Okay. Don't know why that's here. But it seems to be trotting along. Look, it has its leg raised up. Just then, something suddenly shifts in the corner of my eye. There, that's how you read that. The peacock. Oops.
What?
Why did I read that? like I should be reading Rivian's lines. Weird. I point with disbelief as the feathered bird from earlier, which flutters in through an open window to land on the ballroom floor with an inquisitive look. Once the guests take note, a commotion of gasps and laughs quickly rises up, and everyone's attention is drawn to that foul. Hang on, now's my chance. Why is this your chance?
Wait, my little Minx, where are you going? Come back.
Minx, I am no minx of yours. Stop with these pet names already. You go too far, sir. Seizing the moment of distraction, I pull out of Raphael's arms and dash to the ballroom doors, ignoring his plaintive cries. I tear off the mask and toss it over my shoulder as I make a beeline for the corridor, praying that my behavior doesn't look too suspicious for any guards who might be watching. Somehow I make it to the storage room without any further incident.
Bloody peacock, saving the day.
Still somewhat stunned from the events that just happened, I stumble over to the window, shaking my head. No one's going to believe those stories back home, and I'm not entirely sure I believe them either. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to wallow in self-pity. I've got to reach the shed before that Raphael fellow pops up again and starts crooning to me again. Crooning. When I climb up on a nearby crate and reach out to try and raise the window, sure enough, it's unlocked. Good work, Emily! It's a relatively short drop to the ground below, so I haul myself up and push my legs over the sill. Jumping out, I land on the grass with a slight grunt, managing to catch my balance. The night air immediately revitalizes my dazed mind, and I exhale a deep breath of relief. My heart, however, still races as quickly as I scan the area for any lurking guards. Standing sock, still in case someone sees me. Standing sock? Wait, what? My heart lowers. My heart, however, still races as I quickly scan the area for any lurking guards. Standing stock, still in case. Oh, standing stock. I get it. I'm an idiot. But it seems like there's no one out here. Only the sounds of owls and an occasional mourning dove echo in the distance. Still on edge, I make my way through the hedge maze, following the path Silas led me earlier. It's a little harder to figure out in the dark, but my senses and memory feel sharper right now, probably from the tension flowing through me. When I finally reach the storage shed, it seems somehow eerier than before. The guards must have locked it up again, because the large padlock glitters in the moonlight as if daring me to open it. I dig the key out of my pocket and hastily unlock the doors, gritting my teeth as I pull them back slowly. So heavy, that bastard Silas must really work out. The inside of the storage shed is dark, but thanks to the clear sky, the dim light from the moon and stars affords me a little vision.
Now to find the damn passage.
The huge amount of items cluttering the space here makes the task daunting. That and the idea I may be caught at any moment is sending chills up my spine. Figuring there's no time to waste, I start quietly searching behind crates and along floorboards, pushing around mounds of miscellanea that look like they haven't been used in years. Dust flies into the air every time I touch anything, and I hold my breath so that I don't sneeze and alert anyone who might be patrolling the gardens. As I move things aside to look around and beneath them, something unusual stands out to me. Some of this equipment doesn't have dust on it. Didn't Silas say the king and queen don't use this place to store things anymore? The dust could have blown off when the guards were searching here, but the swords, armor, and arrows laying around look new, even recently used.
If someone was storing things here, that means they had a key to this place.
As I muse to myself softly, a sense of unease starts to churn in my stomach. If they still have their key, they could be here or heading here at any moment. Swallowing my fears, I start searching at twice my earlier speed, desperately looking for anything remotely resembling a secret entrance. Every rustle of the wind outside or sudden call of a bird makes my hair stand on end. God, I'm such a pussy. I'm not some brave guard or knight in shining armor. Damn it all! Where are you, Arden? You are my knight in shining armor, and I need you, now more than ever. I'm just a nobleman putting on my bravest face to find a missing girl. As I start trying to move a huge crate as quietly as possible, I suddenly freeze. Did I just hear something right now? No, surely not.
Damn birds.
Shaking my head, I grab the sides of the crate and prepare to give it another push. What was that? A scream? Are there really ghosts? Ghosts?
Come on, Rivian, pull yourself together.
It's not ghosts, so that means it has to be. Could it be?
Hazel!
It is, perhaps. My eyes dart around frantically in search for the sound's source. It was far off and muffled. I could hardly tell where it came from, but I think that giant crate over there, the one I didn't try to push because it was too huge. I dash over to the crate and start feeling over its surface. I'm not sure, but I think there's a chance that...
You there, what are you doing here? The gardens are off limits currently to guests.
Gads! How did he... how did he find me here? Almost jumping out of my skin, I whirl around to see a guard standing at the shed's entrance, accusingly pointing a finger at me.
You see, well, I'm just getting some, stored equipment.
That's enough, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to come with me back to the castle.
He takes a step towards me, and I glimpse a sheathed blade on his hip. This is bad.
No, you see, I think I just found where the maid's missing daughter is. She has to be...
Sir, no one but the authorized guardsman can conduct an investigation. Come quietly with me, and we'll have no issue.
The guard starts to approach, one hand close to his sword, the other reaching out towards me. Shit! I've come so far now. There's no way I can just let things slip through my hands like this. Hazel, hang on. I'll talk my way out of this. I'm the master negotiator. I close my eyes bitterly, gritting my teeth as I wait for the guard's hand to close around my wrists. Still tensed, I blink my eyes open. Before me on the ground lies this guard. And in front of me stands a figure, a large wooden shield in his hand.
Whew.
Sorry about that, James. I'll buy you a drink or something to make up for it, I promise.
The figure tosses the shield aside with a thud and then takes a step towards me. It is... could it be... my knight in shining armor? In that moment, a familiar pair of warm eyes flash in the moonlight.
Arden, how did you find me? Did you just knock your fellow guard out cold?
Why is he seem almost offended by it?
I was looking for you earlier because I wanted to apologize, but you weren't anywhere near your room. Silas told me the last time he saw you was out here, and you looked like you had a plan. And when you have plans, they usually work out.
He picks up the guard by my feet and gently props him sitting up against one of the crates, a guilty grimace pulled over his mouth.
Well, my plan was about to go down faster than a virgin on a cheap prostitute. You came just in time.
What a apt metaphor for this situation. Absolutely, I am a master wordsmith, indubitably. Arden gives me a faint smile, but there's a strained expression in his eyes. My words from earlier are probably still weighing on him. I feel like they're weighing on me too.
You found something, didn't you? Is Hazel here?
You catch on fast. Remembering the scream, I quickly hurry over to the large crate, motioning Arden to follow.
It's here. The passage.
Passage? There's a secret passage out here?
No time for explanations. Help me move this lid.
Together, with a bewildered Arden's strength, we manage to push the huge crate's heavy lid off to one side. And as I suspected, the bottom has been removed. An open trap door with a ladder sticking out of it greets us ominously, and I can't see into the darkness below.
Well, I don't think we can ask the guards to help us now. If we don't come back with that girl, we're going to be in deep trouble, Arden.
We'll find her, Riv. You have that completely focused look right now. The one your father makes, too. So I know this has to be the place.
Don't mention my father. Don't compare me to him. Arden's response is quiet, but confident, like he believes in me more than I believe in myself. How? How can he still have so much faith in me, even after the way I treated him? Stupid, overly attached bastard. I don't think I deserve a loyal guard dog like you.
I'm going first.
Hey, hold on, don't just...
Before I can stop him, Arden grabs a hold of the ladder and hauls himself onto it, sliding down to the darkness. Annoyed at his brashness, I quickly follow suit, climbing down the black depths of wherever the passage leads.
Arden, you're still down there, right?
I anxiously whisper out to the darkness and hear a faint grunt below me as I climb.
Riv, I have a bad feeling about this.
Then the feeling is doubled in me. A hushed, concerned voice echoes up to me. Well, that makes two of us. If my guess is correct, we're descending into a ruined chapel, one that hasn't been used for at least 100 years, though if my suspicions are correct, then it has been used, and very recently indeed. After what seems like ages, my foot hits the bottom of the bottom rung of the ladder. The Snake Eater song played in the background while we were climbing down the ladder. Maybe I should edit that in. Nah, I'm too lazy for that. But there's no ground beneath.
It's a little drop. Come here. I've got you.
Two hands grab my hips gently and lift me off the ladder, and a moment later, my feet are on the floor.
How can you even see in this dark?
This hallway looks incredibly similar to the hallway back in the castle when I was almost murdered. I can make out Arden's dim outline standing before me, grimacing. The warmth from his hands fades from my sides, and a cool draft from above makes me shiver. It's hard to make out, but I think we're in a very dark and dusty corridor. However, there's something unexpected in the distance.
Is that a candle? Whoever's been here must have left it.
Far off from what must be the corridor's end, I can glimpse the dimly flickering light of a flame. A cold dread tingles in the pit of my stomach. Poor Hazel, being kept in this horrible place. She must be terrified.
Let's go, Arden.
Are you sure, Riv? I told you before, it's best if you stay behind while
I'm not letting you go alone, idiot. We're rescuing Hazel and getting out of here together.
Arden bites his lip, staring at me with an intense worry, but finally seems to relent. His eyes, normally bright, are filled with a dark wariness.
Together, then. For Hazel.
He takes my hand in his warm, firm grip, stepping forwards toward the candlelight. I hold on tightly as we walk through the corridor, each step echoing back to us in a foreboding rhythm. The shadow from the candle's wavering flame dances on the wall as if beckoning us towards it. When we reach the door, Arden and I stands on opposite ends of it, and he curls his fingers around the handle. Our eyes meet. In his own, I sense a glimmer of that cold chill. Bracing myself, I nod sharply. Arden reaches out and slowly pushes the door open. Oh god, guys. But I think I'm gonna end the episode here, right on this, right before we figure out what's behind this door. If we find Hazel, or perhaps something more nefarious awaits behind this door. Some secret looming in the darkness that would totally shake our whole world. That would turn everything upside down. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.